it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the live. We're gonna talk about goals. Everybody's got them. I'm gonna share with you some techniques on how to reach your goals, whether it's fitness, whether it is career, whatever it is, right? Nutrition, it doesn't matter. Whatever personal goals you have, there is one strategy that I've learned that I'm going to be sharing with all of you today that's really changed my life, and I really want to help all of you because everybody has goals, right? Everybody has some sort of goal. At least you should. If you don't, maybe you are currently struggling with some goals. Maybe you already have some goals, or maybe you want to set some goals. It doesn't matter whichever way you want to attack this or whichever way you want to go with it. The number one most important thing is being clear with them, right? So if you are not clear with your goals, then they're not gonna be as easy to accomplish because you're gonna feel very not very motivated. Let's just say that, right? So I think the number one thing that I want you to think about, and again, this doesn't matter whether it's career, whatever, relationship, personal, nutrition, whatever it is. I need you to really think about why is it that you chose, that you want this, right? Let's just, for example, I'll share some of my goals, right? So my ultimate goal, like I have like from priorities of goals to like A293, your goal is to move from the past. I think a lot of people have that goal, and I think that's a very healthy goal, right? Because, you know I've struggled with this, and at times, sometimes past trauma or past triggers or just past memories will show up, and this is such an important thing to be aware, right? Which you already have that awareness. Is of saying, okay, well, this feeling or memory trigger has come and I don't want it. And typically when it comes to trauma, there's a lot of like physical things that are attached to it, like something sort of anxiety is usually comes, like maybe the heart rate goes up, or it's difficult to breathe, or you feel very anxious, right? So whatever it is we've talked about this in the past, and is a couple things, 3 things I would say. One is calming your body, right? So just breathing is such an important thing. I experienced a significant amount of trauma in my life that I had to heal from. And the number one thing that really helped me, that really changed my life, was meditation. But also learning about the different techniques such as breathing. Breathing is such an important tool to utilize. I learned it while I was actually in the Marines, and it helped me really calm down, really calm my nerves, especially when there was moments in which were pretty scary. I had to learn how to breathe to calm my nerves. Automatically, this is normal when you've experienced trauma. Your brain stores that in the subconscious mind, and it's usually has some sort of a feeling attached to it or physical reaction to it. And the brain remembers that as a time of you being afraid for your life, essentially, right? So at that point, that's what it makes it so difficult with trauma. It's the brain, when you get triggered by it, because that's how it comes up, by triggering, the brain thinks, your body thinks, your mind thinks, oh shit, I'm about to be in danger again. And it freaks out because it wants to run, it wants to flee, right? So it's really, really important that you really, really take the time to sit down with yourself and practice these tools, meditation, breathing, and also seeking closure and or some sort of healing. I know that really also changed my life. I did an inner child healing, which I also teach, that has really, really helped me a lot. And with so much of my trauma, my childhood trauma, also with a lot of trauma that I experienced as an adult as well. So again, that is awareness, breathing, right? Breathing and meditation. And third, just trying to really either seek some help or just go on that journey with yourself of healing that trauma. Because if you don't heal it, it's going to keep showing up, right? It's programmed in your mind, it's programmed in your body, that when that happens, when the trigger comes, that experience is going to come up, and your body's going to want to, it's the fight or flight mode, right? It's going to want to be like, oh, and shit, we're in danger. And you're going to experience a lot of those physical things, which then turns into your mind turning in and negative thoughts, and it just turns into a spiral of an uncomfortable experience. So hopefully that helps. I do work with a lot of people that deal with a lot of trauma because I've experienced it myself. I've overcome a lot of those obstacles, and I have a couple different techniques that I utilize. One from healing, another one from rewiring the mind, and third, also building up with new habits on changing the story of what that trauma was for you when it comes to the present moment now. So there's a lot of different debate about meditation out there. A lot of people that are not against it, but they don't like it is because they don't give it a fair chance. But meditation really allows you to get more in calmness in your mind, and by being able to tap into that ability to really relax and really calm your thoughts, you're teaching yourself how to control your thoughts and how to control your mind. So when traumatic moments come, like they do, or maybe memories from the past that are unpleasant, by you practicing more meditation, you're able to control your mind more, and you're able to navigate those thoughts a lot easier than if you don't have control of them. Then you feel like your thoughts are running you. You feel like you don't know. You feel like you can't control them, and it feels very overwhelming, right? So that is one of the many incredible benefits of meditation, is that it really gives you more of that control, especially if you have trauma or like really nasty memories from the past that keep surfacing. So that would be my recommendation for you. I don't know if she still is here, but I hope that is something that is helpful. Again, if you're interested in working with me, go to my profile and sign up for a discovery call, and I'm more than happy to work with you. Alondra says, I have a lot of mental trauma from family passings. It all started when I was 6. I'm sorry to hear that, Alondra. I know the feeling of that, especially when it comes to just losing people, right? It's such a interesting human experience that it's so painful. And if we don't know how to grieve, if we don't know how to move forward with that, we can hang on to it, right? And this is something that I'm so passionate about, is learning on how to manage your emotions, learning on how to navigate through your past experiences, learning on how to manage your thoughts, because your thoughts control your emotion. And if you're able to do all that, you feel more in control. You're able to deal better with anger. You're able to deal better with frustration, with stress, with past experiences, and grieving as well. But you probably have a lot of fear of continuing to lose people, I'm sure, or I'm sure there's a lot of fear associated with that trauma. But know that it's really normal. And I've lost a lot of people in my life, and I've seen some things that were very traumatic when it comes to losing people, that it took me some time to really let go of that, and really just be able to not be afraid of that, of constantly being like, oh man, I'm gonna lose somebody, or I could this and that, right? And really bringing it down to the present moment and really being able to focus on the now and let go of the past. Because a lot of people live in the past or too much in the future, and they don't live in the now, and their past continues to become the future, right? So hopefully that was helpful. Tony, how you doing, Tony? Tony says, I work out 4 to 5 times a week and I eat decent, but I can't seem to lose weight. Could it be stress from a relationship ending recently? That is a fantastic question. First and foremost, Tony, thank you so much for sharing that, brother. I really appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing that with all of us. Working out is something that I'm very, very passionate about. I am a life coach, but I am a life and health coach. I was a certified trainer, which I did it for quite some time, and then fitness has always been something that I've done in my life. And I do also have clients in which I help them out on the health side. And when it comes to losing weight, there's so many attributes that come into play, right? Number one is the diet. And I know you mentioned that you eat decent. You don't want to eat decent, you want to eat good, right? And feel confident in saying that. Also is the kind of workouts that you're doing are very important. And what I mean by that is, your body type, knowing what kind of body type you have, whether you have high or low metabolism, or what is your goal. I know you said losing weight, but how have you been? Have you always been, a little bigger, or were you slim at one point and then you gained some weight? Because all those things are very important to understand. And that's what I like to understand with my clients first before I help them is understanding what is the situation, what is the history, and adjusting from there, because you may not be doing the right amount of exercise, or you may not be doing the right exercise, or you may not be having the right diet, right? And if you don't have that right puzzle, you're not going to get the right results. And that has been huge. That's why I don't believe the one shoe fits everybody when it comes to fitness and health, because it is such a unique, it's very much catered to the individual, right? And understanding the individual, and then being able to say, okay, I understand that they have a lower metabolism, right? And I understand that they've always been a little bit on the heavy side, so their body has never experienced the level that they want to achieve. So it's going to take a little bit more time. And okay, are there any injuries? No? Okay, great. We can go aggressive on this. So, and then writing out a plan. 4 to 5 days a week is great. I work out 6 to 7 days a week for an hour to an hour and a half, and that works for me. But I do a combination of a lot of different workouts and different strategies. So it's really, really finding that, fine-tuning your diet and fine-tuning your exercise to be able to reach your goals as fast as possible. Does that make sense? And as far as your relationship, I want to quickly address that is, that can be a really good escape. I really, really think. I know that for me, like, going to the gym is such a huge stress reliever. I let a lot of things out that either that I'm feeling, or any sort of it's just me against me, and I challenge myself, and that's when I do a lot of growth there at the gym. So take that stress to the gym and let it out on the weights, let it out on that workout. Let that be your motivation to just, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whatever it is, just get it out there in a healthy way, right? And that will also really help you push that little extra too. You're doing two great things. You're letting it out of your system, whatever anger, sadness, whatever it may be. And B, you're also, when you do that, not only you're building your body and burn more calories, this and that, but you're teaching your mind, right, that when you are dealing with these things, right, to take it out on a healthy way, and also to build on that. So I love the gym for that reason. I love working out for that reason, because it is a true stress reliever, and I feel great afterwards, of course. So, how tall am I? I am 5'9". Alondra says, yes, I am, and especially since I recently lost my cousin on February due to a motorcycle accident. I'm really, really, really sorry to hear that. It makes me really sad. I understand where you're coming from, and just, it's tough to lose people. Again, I've lost a lot of folks in my life, and you just have to take it one day at a time, be constructive with your thinking, and just learn or figure out what grieving looks like for you. And just remember that they would want you to be happy and live your life to the fullest. So, just try to focus on that. Try to say, you know what, they're not here, but I am here. So I'm going to do my best to live my life to my fullest. So, anyways, hopefully that's helpful, ladies and gentlemen, guys. But yeah. So going back to the goal thing, I think another really important thing that I really want you to think about is so again, setting clear goals and setting realistic expectations. If you're trying to lose weight, for example, I'm just gonna go with weight since we've been talking about it, and you're like, yeah, I want to lose 30 pounds in by August. That is a really unrealistic and, most importantly, really unhealthy goal, right? So maybe don't set yourself up for failure, because you're not going to reach your goal, or if you do, it's dangerous, right? And if you don't reach it, you're going to feel really terrible about it. So you're setting yourself up for failure. Instead, say, you know what? Okay, I want to lose 30 pounds. I'm going to get serious with myself, but realistically, I think I can do 3 to 4 pounds, maybe 5 a month of losing 3 to 5 pounds of actual weight, not like water or, actual weight. Let's just say 4 to 5. So, then understanding that weight comes in very different way too, right? Like maybe you gain weight when you start working out because muscle weighs more than fat. It's super, super important. But education, setting clear and realistic expectations and goals for yourself, and third, really just having a feeling with it, right? Don't just set a goal because I wanna lose weight because I wanna look good, so people will look at me and think I look good, right? No, be real with yourself. Why do you want to lose weight? Make sure you're doing it for yourself. Make sure that is the motivation, that you have some sort of a motivation, because if you don't, then it's not gonna happen, right? You're not gonna be as passionate or serious about it. So yeah. Those are some of the important things when it comes to setting goals that I really like to emphasize to people. Is when you have a feeling attached to it, you really are going to be a lot more serious about achieving those goals. It's true, muscle weight's more than fat. Yes. Is that a question or is it a statement? I think it looks like a question because there's a question mark. The answer is yes. How is that so? Okay. So if you think about muscle, well, that person left, so I'm not going to answer that question, but because I don't want to get too technical here. But muscle is fibers, right? And there's much more. It's a lot more dense. Where fat is essentially like a blob, right? So yes, if you have a lot of it, then it will be heavy, of course. But muscle is very dense, and the fibers, as you break them more and more often, they do become heavier. Hey Sarah, how's it going? Good to see you. So good to see you. Sarah is such an amazing woman. I worked with her when I worked at Google before pursuing my career as a life coach. And she actually was one of the individuals who interviewed me. But she's most importantly and most of all an incredible woman and a really, really close friend of mine. I have nothing but amazing things to say. She's a beautiful soul. So happy to see you here. I hope all is well with you. and we'll have to catch up soon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what else is going on? How's everybody doing? You know, I'm opening it up to Q&A. If you missed it, we talked about goals, on some techniques on how to set up goals. If you want to revisit this recording, because this gets recorded, I do upload all of my TikTok lives to my YouTube channel, so be sure to go to my page, go to the link tree, and sign up to receive up-to-date videos, because I do these every single day, Monday through Saturday. And whatever you miss, you can always go back there and rewatch it. Sarah says, can you give us some tips to get our energy up today? Ooh, great one. Absolutely. You know, I love this question because this is something I think everybody struggles with when it comes to energy. And energy is it's a source. It's a source that really comes within us, right? And oftentimes we do things like coffee and energy drinks and other things that force our bodies to kind of feel that energy. But energy is a state of mind if you really think about it. And I know sometimes it doesn't feel that way, but you can achieve, even if it's incremental, small upgrades of energy from within you. It is something that you can do, you can reach. And the number one thing that I always tell when it comes to energy is to allow yourself to have energy. Meaning, if you're feeling down, right? Or if you're feeling like lethargic, or you're feeling like maybe like meh, right? It's Monday. Don't dwell on that energy. Don't dwell on that thoughts, right? Kind of say, okay, you know what? I'm not feeling great today, or I'm feeling a little low on energy. I want to change that. So that right there is the mental first, number one most important thing, is that mentally you are already opening to the idea of wanting to feel better and or to elevate your energy. Because a lot of things that we experience as human beings is truly mental, right? It's very psychological. So number one thing is open your mind to receiving energy and to really upgrading your energy. Number two, now that you've received that, and you're not gonna feel sorry for yourself, or you're not gonna indulge yourself in the fact that you don't have energy, and you're open to it, do something that will produce that. For example, music. I love music. Music has vibrations, and it's been proven so many times how vibrations can really, really make a huge difference in the anatomy body, right? There's been multiple tests done where folks have literally taken vibrations of different musics and put it with water, and how when the water freezes, right, it forms different shapes based on the vibrations of that music, or just in general. And they found that with higher vibrational music, or with classical music or things of that nature, it really, really did make a huge difference. And it was these beautiful crystal forms of water. And with more lower vibrational music, it was kind of disoriented and kind of like a blob. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, our bodies are made of over 60% of water. So obviously, if vibrations and music, you know, have this impact on water, and we're made of over 60% of water, then it makes sense how that can have a physiological change effect into our bodies, but also it can help us elevate our energy, since, you know, that's why we drink coffees, to be able to kind of activate those physiological or physical feelings, right? So yes. And now that we talked about music, so put on some music that really makes you happy, that really elevates you, that isn't bringing you down or dark or whatever. Your favorite type of music. I love Spotify, and I go on the Discovery Weekly because it's new music, but it's the genre that I love. And I'm like, oh, this is a new song. It's new. I love it. And it really brings up my vibrations. So 2 would be really drinking water, right? Drinking water and ensuring that your diet is good, filled with nice and good veggies and fruits. Really, your body is like a machine, and if you feed it good things, it's gonna perform really good too. And a lot of like the energy, when it comes to energy, sometimes maybe we're unaware that we are dehydrated. And like I mentioned earlier, with our bodies made out of over 60% water, it is so important that we are drinking enough water, and that affects us mentally and also physically. Our brains has a lot of water in here, and it needs that, right? It needs that in order to function properly. So hydration, it's extremely important. If you feel hydrated, you're gonna feel more energized, really, believe it or not, and you're gonna feel a lot better. And then when it comes to nutrition, fruits are incredible because they have vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, and all these other different types of vitamins and nutritions that are really, they're alive, and you put them in your body, and your body just loves it, and it takes those nutrients along with the water, and it gives you that natural feel of energy as well. And same thing with eating, just really being gentle with your body. Take your time when you eat. Don't rush, don't stuff yourself. That's gonna make you sleepy, it's gonna make you lethargic. The cleaner you eat and the more time you take and you feel satisfied, it's also gonna generate energy as well. Remember that our bodies is a machine. And third and not least, of course, last but not least, is going back to that mental state, right? Is moving around. If you have a job that it requires you to be on your desk a lot or requires you to be sitting a lot, right? Really think about moving your body, right? Whether it's going for a walk, whether it's doing some stretching. The first thing that I do in the mornings after I practice my gratitude, right, is stretch. Yes, stretch. It really wakes your body up, gets everything kind of moving. Even if you do this now, if you give it a try, just feel how good it feels to stretch, right? So if you combine all of those things, it will quickly elevate you to a more higher mental and physical state of energy. And while it may be a little bit, with practice every single day, it can definitely elevate your energy, and you're onto a habit that's really going to be a healthier one, especially when you think about it from a mental and physical state. So hopefully that was helpful, Sarah. I hope that answered your question. There's a number of other things that you can do and that you should be doing to elevate your energy, but a lot of it is up here. It is so mental. It is very much of a mental game, and just not really just saying, yeah, I feel yucky, but saying, yeah, I feel yucky, but I want to feel great, and opening your mind to that. Can you tell me how to stop overthinking? Oh man, I love these questions. Okay, let me catch up. I'm still behind. TikTok is full of divorce horror stories. Do you eat meat or a specific way? I don't eat meat, no. I do eat fish. I'm glad I found you. Thank you. My man has spent the last hour answering your question. Sorry. Yes, I do take my time. Okay. Let's talk about quickly divorce, since it came up a lot, and I want to make sure I'm answering everybody's question. Yes, I do take my time with answering my questions because it's important. I want to make sure that I'm giving everyone the right information. But with divorce, there's a high state of divorce for several reasons. Number one is because since COVID started and the pandemic, people are having to spend a lot of time together, and they're realizing that they can't stand each other. Right? And why is that? Because of lack of communication. Also, they're starting to realize that what maybe when they met, right, from years, however many years ago, to this moment in time, that there's been a lot of changes. Maybe it was kids, maybe it was work, career, whatever it is, right? And if you don't take the time to really adjust with your partner, if you don't elevate with your partner, and this happens, you're elevating or they're elevating and you're not, you run into friction, you run into conflict. And that is the one reason, one of the main reasons why a lot of people are divorcing or have been divorcing during the pandemic, is because they've had to spend more time than usual together, and they're realizing that they don't have friendship, they don't have good communication, and they're realizing there's all the years of gap that things that they never dealt with because they're always busy with work or they distracted themselves with other things are surfacing now all at once, and now they're feeling overwhelmed and they're like, fuck this, I can't handle it. So that is one reason why I've done a lot of reading and a lot of research on this. The number one reason why a lot of folks are getting divorced is because of that. Other things under that umbrella come up, like finances and things of that nature, but it has to do with communication oftentimes. So you mentioned something about protection, and you also mentioned something about I think I read fear somewhere along there. Protection and fear are very unique things, and you have to be very careful how you address those two, because protecting yourself, if you go in with that intent, you are saying, oh, you're talking about prenups. Got it. I get that. I get it with that. I mean, there's you know what I'm going with this, right? There's a difference between like saying I'm going to protect myself from a feeling way, right? And that is not a good way to kind of go into a relationship. But protecting yourself and being smart with your finances, protecting your ways and being wise and learning from other people's experience, or learning from your own experiences is really, really, really important. Like in my relationship, we have an agreement when it comes to finances that, hey, this is my money, this is your money, whatever it is, whatever you do with it, these are the bills, we're going to split that in half. You take care of that, I'll take care of this. And that was a contract agreement that we did, right? Verbal and written. And it's just to make sure that if things don't work out for whatever reason, right, then there is no confusion, there's no whatever, it's there, right? So yes, it is important to have boundaries and to really, if you feel like you've been dealt some wrong hands, which I definitely have financially. I was married before, and I really went through not a great divorce, and so I learned a lot from those things. And yes, you should do whatever is comfortable for you and feel that. And if you feel like that it's something that you want to do, just be straightforward from the get-go. I think it's what I would say, just being really, really honest with your partner. I feel I get shamed for being 34 and single. I want to take my time and find the right person for me. That's great. I think that is amazing, because I respect that. I've known people who are much older, and don't focus on the age. Like seriously, don't focus on that. Just focus on you. Focus on keep developing yourself, keep growing as a person, right? And being content with you. And if you don't feel like I need someone, you're in good shape. If you feel like, oh, I would love to have someone in my life, but I'm really happy with myself and I'm open to that right person coming into my life whenever that time is, then that is a much healthier approach, right? Some folks, they're so fixated in needing. They feel like I need to be with somebody. I need to be in a relationship. I'm getting older and this and that. And there's a lot of things when it comes to women, there's a biological clock and all that, and I get that. But it doesn't matter, because if you bring children to this earth and you are not good here and you have another toxic person, you are better off just not bringing a person to this earth. If you're going to create more damage, if you're going to pass your pain, if you're going to pass all of that to another human being, right? So really put into perspective and really elevating yourself. And if you feel good, you really worked on yourself, you feel like you're in a good place in your life, there's always going to be challenges, but you feel like your growth and you're growing, you're going to attract. The law of attraction is very real. You're going to attract people like you, very similar, who have those like-minded morals, if you will. Tony says, based on your first divorce, would you get one? Yes. Thank you. I want to buy a home and have all these goals also before I met someone. Thank you for this. You're absolutely welcome. Yeah, reach your goals. You should just focus on your goals, right? And then when I met my partner, she honestly, I wasn't looking for anybody. She just came. I met her and we hit it off, and it was magical because I wasn't looking for anybody. It just happened, and that was the best thing. Honestly, all my previous relationships, I was like, oh, you know. But with her, it just really was so like unexpected, and I was in such a happy place in my life. I really was super content. I didn't feel like I needed anybody. I was just in a really good place in my life, and we met, and it was like, wow. And it was very magical and very cosmic and incredible. And she is my soulmate. And you know, I'm in my 30s as well, and I never felt like this with anyone. So it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it doesn't matter what age you are or things like that. Just keep focusing on yourself. That's why I'm so like I harp on self-care for men and women. You know, and a lot of guys out there, like, I feel bad because there is no fucking support for men out there. And I know that women, you know, just bear with me, but from a guy myself, there's not support for men, and men have a lot of shit that we have to deal with as far as like society and doing the best, right, to show up on what may be expected. So I'm really huge on also supporting men and really helping them, really helping men like feel like more clear, more at peace, and not so anxious, and more secure and more clear with their lives. So women, you know, I feel like women are more open to ask for help. I work with a lot of women. A lot of my clients are women, and they're very open to that. I do have men clients too, and it's very interesting to see like the vulnerability and all of that. And you know, it really, I want to change that. I want to help men out there because there's no support. There's really no support when it comes to this. So yeah, sorry. Yes, sorry, overthinking, I know. So yes, so when it comes to overthinking, you're probably a very analytical person, which means you're really smart, right? And that is awesome. I am very analytical myself. I used to overthink way too much, and oftentimes you're overthinking about the future or the past. 90% of the time, will you say is the future? Probably, right? So how to stop that, or how to change that is being aware. Obviously you have awareness of it because you're talking about it, right? You're like, yeah, I'm an overthinker. So what that means is understanding that overthinking is thoughts, and you entertaining those thoughts. You like to be stimulated probably mentally, which if you're not being stimulated by something, then you're going to stimulate yourself by overthinking about things. There is pleasure in feeling, whether it's control or planning or whatever it is, when it comes to overthinkers, right? So overthinking can be a good tool at the right time, right? But constantly can be exhausting and can also really disconnect you from empathy and really disconnect you from the present moment. So a balance of that is the sweet spot that I had to learn. And I think a lot of that for me was again through meditation, really just learning on how to calm my mind, how to calm my thoughts. That really changed my life in a very big way. So, you know, a lot of the overthinking comes from expectations too. You probably have really high expectations of yourself, and you don't want to fail, disappoint, or not be ready for something, right? So again, it's that like wanting to be prepared, wanting to make sure that that you can get it all right. And you know, I've had clients that deal with this, and I have dealt with it myself. And also the thing to practice is to just be in the moment. Be in the moment and letting go, right? So if you can just let go of the idea of wanting to prepare all the time and be more like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a breather and I'm gonna accept for this situation for what it is, okay? And I can't predict the future, and I'm not gonna go there. Instead, I'm gonna go read a book, or I'm gonna stimulate my mind for something else, or I'm gonna listen to music, or whatever it is. Bring yourself back to the moment, to this present moment. And you have to rewire yourself, and that takes time. It takes a lot of time, because you've probably been thinking like this all of your life, and it probably comes from your childhood. So yes, there's a lot of techniques on how to do that. You have to change your habits, you have to change the way you think, and you have to be very, very disciplined and persistent in wanting to do that, because you are an overthinker, it comes second nature for you, and now you have to learn to just do this. Just breathe. Just breathe. You know? So yeah, that would be my recommendation. Again, if any of you would want to work with me on any of these challenges, definitely set up a discovery call on my page. You can set one up, and I can help you work with this, with whatever goals you have in your life, and we can talk about that a little bit more in detail. Again, everything I give here, it's very upper funnel, it's very broad. Obviously, the more detail we get on a one-on-one basis, the more we can attack things, the more I can give you better feedback, right? And understand what the situation is, and apply the right tools. But everything consists of you wanting to make the change. People that come and talk to me or want to work with me, if I give them the tools, but they don't apply, you're not going to see results. Or if you apply them once in a while, but then you stop applying them, you're not going to see results, right? So whatever it is you want to do, whether it's stop overthinking, lose weight, be happier, find purpose, whatever it is, the tools are there. But it is 100,000% up to you to change that. And it's not going to always be easy. It may be challenging because you're breaking a habit, but it's possible. But you have to believe that. Does that help? Awesome. Cool. You're very, very welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I have to go. Again, thank you so much, all of you, for joining. And if you want to revisit this live or future ones or past ones, go to my YouTube channel on my page. You can go to the link, and it has my YouTube channel, my podcast, my website, everything. It's all there. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing, incredible rest of your week. All right, have an amazing, blessed rest of your day. Happy Monday. Stay brave. Much love and respect to all of you. Bye.